Me?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome. This is today's OLA Live, and we will be discussing the Gadaa System class that we're planning to have soon. My name is Doratu, and I'll let my other presenters introduce themselves.
Presenters. My name's Sash too.
Hi, I'm
and
Gadisa.
I also volunteer with OLLA.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
Gadisa. I volunteer here also.
Okay. So the class will be held this spring, and the instructor is Professor Damaksa, who is the author of a book titled Gadaa System, Heritage of Humanity. And he has taught at many universities in Africa and also abroad, and focuses on the fields of political history and culture. He has also published several books, including the most recent Gadaa System book that I just mentioned. It teaches about the Gadaa system, which is described as being one of the most complex systems of social organization ever devised by human imagination. The course will be fully online, and more in-depth information is on our OLLA website. And I'll give it to Gudisa to explain more.
This is not even here. This is not even here.
Oh, I think he's having some trouble. Okay. Okay, he should be back.
Am I here now?
We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Can you see?
We can't see you.
Oh.
I
Okay.
mean, I can see him.
Oh,
Oh, you can? Okay, then.
does everybody else see?
Can you all put
This-
in the chat?
Yes, no? Oh,
Okay.
hopefully. Yes,
Okay.
okay, we get it. Yeah, here. Okay. So basically, just a brief overview of the Gadaa system. The Gadaa system is an indigenous socio-political system developed by the Oromo. It basically governs all aspects of daily life through its egalitarian foundations. It ensures political, legislative, judicial, religious, cultural, and military affairs. All of these are addressed and carried out by different members of the society. In the Gadaa system, there's a Gadaa institution, the Sinke institution, the Kaglu institution, and there's various assemblies that represent everybody in them. So in that sense, it's democratic. Just in terms of a little bit of history of the Gadaa system, when the U.S. became a democratic state in the 18th century, the Gadaa system was already a matured political system, socio-political system, sorry. And it spanned over a large amount of land in all the Oromo confederacies up until about the 18th to 19th centuries. At that time, many different wars were going on with many different actors. So once Oromia was colonized in the late 19th century by the Abyssinians, that's when, because of heavy discrimination on the Gadaa system and the Oromo culture and the Oromo people, the Gadaa system has taken a toll and has decreased in administrative power. So now, with this class, we are trying to preserve, not only to preserve, but to grow everybody's understanding of the Gadaa system, because it's really a gem in our history, Oromo history, and really human history in general.
Thank you, Gudisa. And yeah, so it is very important to learn about the Gadaa system. And I think, like Gudisa just said, it's a gem in our history, and it's a big part of the Oromo history. So that is why I would want to learn about the Gadaa system, and then I want to ask Sartu, like, why do you want to learn about the Gadaa system?
I personally don't know much about it, and I feel like a lot of Oromos don't know about it, or they haven't. I mean, maybe they've heard about it briefly, but they really don't know much about it, and it's not talked about that often. So we need to, revitalize, take the class, learn about it, so that we can even teach others or, inspire others to take the class.
It's true. Can you tell us a little bit about the contents of the course, or like what people can expect to learn?
Yeah. So in the class, it's kind of going to be, it'll be a really good starter for anybody that doesn't know about the Gadaa system. It'll go through, the fundamentals, the historical practice. You'll learn everything you need to know about it, right? The rites and rituals, the Gadaa principles, how they, what is the pathway for the stages to be Bagada, or just like the different levels and the grades, and also the Sync A institution. So if you don't know much, or you're even willing to like expand your knowledge, you have a really knowledgeable teacher who's written a book on the Gadaa system himself. So I really think it's like an over-encompassing class where you'll learn a lot.
Okay, and I see we have a question in the chat. Somebody is asking if the class is going to be free. So the class is not free, but if you're an OLLA member, it is discounted, but the class isn't free because it's a very well developed class, and it goes through 10 weeks, and there's different it is sort of kind of like a college class, I would say. So that's why it's not free, but it is it's not very expensive, and you do learn a lot from it. So I definitely recommend you sign up. And then we can go on to, we can go on to who should sign up for this class. Start to.
Really, I think anybody should sign up for this class. Like, even if I mean, you should have an interest, but I think any Oromo of any age, even non-Oromos that are interested in like, historical modes of governance, or if you're someone that's interested in history, you should definitely sign up for the class. And yeah, I think it's also a way to support our Oromo institutions like OLLA and people that are putting out things to help educate our communities. So we should definitely help out, be a part of that, contribute what we can. So yeah, I think anybody should take it. I mean, we'll be in the class, so
Yes,
I think other people should take it too.
Yeah, that is true. I think it's also important to take the class because we always, in our classes in school, we learn about a lot of different political systems, and why they were important, what they did, and how they helped the people they governed. So I think it's important to learn about our own political system in theory and understand why it was made like that, the history of how it came to be. And overall, I think it's important to learn. If you are Oromo, and even if you're not, it's, one of the great it's a political system, and it's always good to learn. So, Gudisa, what do you think?
Well, I think anybody should take the class. Anybody, even if you're not Oromo, especially if you're Oromo, you should take this class because the Gadaa system encompasses so much, and it's truly mind-blowing once you try to start understanding it. And I believe that it has lots of value. And if we don't take action to learn the Gadaa system, whoever it is, Oromos, non-Oromos, if nobody's learning the Gadaa system, the people who are trying to preserve it will one day obviously not be able to preserve it, and then the Gadaa system will diminish along with them, right? And we don't want that. We want the Gadaa system to thrive. And with this class, not only do we want to preserve the Gadaa system, but we also want to hopefully one day make it a system that actually works in the real world, right? At a state level, at a national level. That's what we're hoping for. Hopefully we can do that, but it all starts with learning, and learning has to start with Oromo people and non-Oromo people. So yeah, I think anybody at all should take the class. If you're like a history expert, if you just have an interest in African history, or an interest in politics, or an interest in human rights, even like this, the Gadaa system has so much for you, so much to offer.
That's true. And also, if you have an interest in indigenous governing practices, I know a lot of people who might be in college do have a lot of interest in learning about different governing systems. So this would be a great place to get that knowledge.
I know, Gotisa, you took the class last year.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your experience, and maybe
Yeah.
like what motivated you at the time to take the class, and kind of like what you thought about it.
Yeah, definitely. So I did take the class last year. Dr. Tafari was our teacher, Dr. Tafari Tafa. The class was great, really. It ran over 8 weeks, I remember. The classes are always on weekends, so that's definitely helpful for a student like me. And every day, every weekend, you learn something new. You learn something that you find hard to believe sometimes, even. And you sometimes you can't comprehend everything, because the class, the learning the Gadaa system, not class simply, but the Gadaa system itself is so large and wide that it's so hard to just tell it in words. It's much more easier to see it in practice. And I think taking the class is the gateway to finally seeing it in practice, or yourself being immersed in the Gadaa system.
Yes, and talking a little bit about how the class will go, Gudisa said his class was 8 weeks. This class will be 10 weeks. And like I said earlier, it will be fully online and on the weekends. So if you have work or classes, we'll try to accommodate to all the students and find a time that best fits. There are every week to supplement your learning, there will be like a couple assignments, but of course, this is not like for your school or anything, so it's not very high stakes. It's just so that you can get to learn more and understand, and make sure that you understand the teaching that is happening in the class. And if you've taken other OLA classes before, you'll know that the class environment is very pleasant, very nice, and everybody brings a lot of good, I guess, takes to the class a lot of good experience, a lot of discussion does happen in the class, and I feel like you learn even more that way.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, the classes are like a little family.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And they're
It's
like,
always so hard at the end of OLLA classes to leave and say bye to everyone.
yeah, it really is. But it's also fun how like there are people of different ages, and everybody has like a story to tell, and like an anecdote to share every week, or something relating to like what we're learning. And so it's like it's more than just what you're learning from the professor. Like you're also learning from the people in the class as well.
Yes, and also, you could always just read the book, but taking the class, I feel like, has so much value, because you can learn so much more from the professor. And it's not a big lecture hall or anything. It's a very intimate class. You can ask whatever questions you want, and you can learn a lot more from the instructor that way. They can tell you their own stories and how they became interested. So I feel like there's real value in how close the professor is with all the students, and I feel like that's a great reason to get to learn more just than reading. So I think the weekly classes are very beneficial.
Yeah, and to add on to that, lots of students in generally in OLLA classes always say that it's very helpful uh, to be in a classroom environment where there is that accountability, kind of, especially with the language classes. Also, students say, "I always want to learn Afan Oromo, but sometimes I'm a little bit slacking and I'm a little bit lazy, right?" But when you're in the class environment, um, you have other students who are also learning, and that pushes you to learn and even make study groups also with each other and network and meet new people. And it's so much more than just learning about the Gadaa system itself, but it opens so many opportunities outside of that also.
Yes. So we said we gave you a lot of good reasons to join the class. On the website, it says the deadline was a few days ago, but the deadline to sign up for the class has been extended, and we're still taking more students for the class. So feel free to go on the website. You can read a lot more about the instructor, the class, the topic, and how everything will go. And we ask that you sign up for the class. And back to what Gudisa said about the Afan Oromo classes, we will have signups for the Afan Oromo Kids Level 1 and Adults Level 2 classes that will be released next week. Sarju, can you tell us a little bit about the Oromo classes?
Sure. So yes, we're planning to have a kids class. And another level 2, because we had a level 1 adult class that ran from January to March. So the next cohort, the next level 2 is coming out. And in the kids class, there was a kids class that ran last year, and so we're looking to repeat that, run it again. So if you have any young siblings and children, nieces, nephews that you think would benefit, I mean, everybody would benefit, but that they would benefit learning Afan Oromo, then definitely sign them up.
Yes.
Make sure you register on time. And yeah.
Yeah. The kids class, I was part of the kids class, the first one. It was great. Working with all the kids. They're so excited and learn so much. So if you do know any young children that would benefit, that want to learn more Afan Oromo, then definitely sign them up for the class. So yeah, do you guys have any remarks before we end the live? Or also, if you have questions,
Yeah,
please type it in the chat.
yeah, we'll see if anybody has questions. Any questions possible in the chat? We'll give people time to type in their questions.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there are any questions, so.
Okay, well, if there are no questions, maybe we should try to do a little bit of trivia. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay. In the chat, just say, are you trivia? Any questions? Do you have questions? Hero C3.
Sorry to what happened.
Okay, until Sartu gets back, I think we can do a little bit of trivia then. Not really. Okay, so no questions, it seems. Hopefully people are open to trivia. All right. So here's the first Gadaa system trivia question. How many parties are there in the Gadaa system? I'll give you some options. A is 2, B is 3, C is 5, and D is 7. So 2, 3, 5, or 7. How many parties are in the Gadaa system? Guess away. Put random numbers. See if you get it. Any guesses?
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Saftu. Trying to do a little bit of trivia here. But we're not
Okay.
Can you go over that once again?
Okay, that was close. Oh, okay. Got it.
7
Got it.
and 5.
Underscore mote. 5.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you have a
Abubakar
question.
got 5.
You have a question.
Okay. And then there's a question saying, are classes in English or Oromo? Do you guys want to answer?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much one word answer. Classes are in English. So,
Yeah, they're in English.
yeah.
Yes, they're in English.
Trying to open up to the diaspora. So, we're doing it for you guys in English. Yeah. So somebody answered, they got it 5. That was the right answer. There are 5 parties in the Gadaa system. All right, I'll do another one. How many years is an Abba Gadaa in power? All right, 4, 8, 2, or 10. 4, 8, 2, or 10. How many years is an
This
Abba
one should be
Gadaa in
common
power?
knowledge.
Hmm?
This one should be common knowledge.
If you take the class, this will be common knowledge. So
Fair point.
yeah. 2, 4, 8, or 10. Let's see what people think. How many years is an Abba Gadaa in power? 8 years, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay,
Yeah.
8 years.
All right. I'll do a couple more. Okay, so what is the role of the Sinke institution within the Gadaa system? All right. A is to organize and protect women. B, preside over rituals / ceremonies. C, foreign affairs. Or D, military affairs. So, Sinke institution. Organize women and protect their rights. Preside over rituals and ceremonies. Foreign affairs or military. What do you guys think? So again, what is the role? A, bada boom, bada bang.
Okay, on a roll.
Person's on fire. Okay. Okay, this will be the last one, unless people want more. When will the current Gadaa end? So the current Gadaa right now. When will it end? A, 2023, B, 2030, C, 2026, or D, 2025? So the Gadaa right now. It's called.
Give us a hint. When did it start?
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll give you a hint. It started in 2018. So it's going to end in 2023, 2030, 2026, or 2025.
2018 plus 8 years is 2026.
Boom. So there you have it.
Start to.
Gadaa system trivia.
Quick math.
Quick maths. Yeah. So that's all I got. Yeah, 2026. See, everybody knows. This is why you have to take the class. Isn't this fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you that kind of missed the other part of our discussion, we were kind of just talking about OLLAA's new Gadaa system class that will be running soon. And if you're interested, the sign up is at the website ollaa.org/education. and it'll be a 10-week course in English where, you know, maybe we can incorporate trivia if you guys like it.
Yeah,
But the professor is really, really knowledgeable and will teach us a lot about the Gadaa class and any questions that you kind of have. It'll be a 10-week online course where you'll learn a lot. And so, yeah, every Oromo, non-Oromo, if you're interested in the Gadaa system, you should definitely think about taking the class.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
so if there are still any lingering questions, I see there's more people in the live right now, so put them in. But yeah, definitely a class to take, an amazing class. Gadaa System class is definitely something Oromos, non-Oromos should take. So when does the course start? Okay, could I take this one?
Yes.
Yeah, the question. Okay, so the course was set to start in April. Previously, like the deadline for registering was May 30th. So now the deadline has been extended. You can register now. Start the class.
Could you repeat that? I think you cut out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the class was previously set to start in April. We didn't have an exact date. But now, since the deadline to register has been extended, we don't know for sure when the class is going to start. But we'll look at that as more people register for the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again, if you have any like time commitments or anything, we will do our best to accommodate for that and make sure that all the students will be able to make it to the classes.
The classes will run on the weekend. So
Yes.
Yeah.
hopefully you're free then.
Okay, well.
How much is it to sign up? The class, I'm pretty sure, is 100 USD. And if you're a member of OLLA, if you have OLLA membership, you can do that online. It's counted to 75 USD.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be financial support available for like on a case-by-case basis. So if you can't afford it and you really still want to go into the class, you can definitely just email Ola and we'll help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These are great questions.
Yes, thank you all for your questions and for listening to us today. With Gudisar too. If you don't have anything else to say or if there's no more questions, we'll end the live here for today.
All right. See you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.